Just another couple hundred yards. I don't know why I feel tired. The machine's doing all the work. I'm hot. The furnace is definitely working its magic. Okay. So everything went smooth until the last 100 yards. Right? Unbelievable, right? As soon as I got to that turn where I have to disconnect and lift the back of the can up and turn it over, nothing but headaches, right? And because now the can wasn't level and the beast wasn't level, and now the chains aren't the same length because I can't get in the same length. And this stupid rock, look at the stupid rocks, right? Damn it. Look how far I gotta go, that's it. Look how far. 100 yards. Well, I guess I can't complain because the rest of the trip went smoothly. And what time is it? It is now only 11 o'clock. So I made it in better time than what I did yesterday. Only broke one chain as opposed to 3. Alright, let me get this done. I'm tired, I'm hungry. Haven't showered, since Friday? I'm sure I smell like some real expensive French cheese. See ya. Alright. Made it. 11:25, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. 5 hours instead of 7. So I cut 2 hours off my last time. Everything went smooth up until I had to turn into the driveway, into the property. I had to remove the chains, slide the can over, and then 100 yards from where I am now, alright, we broke the chain. But I'm happy, I guess, or content. I'm tired. I'm hot. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. And like I say, I haven't showered since Friday. Probably smell like some real good expensive French cheese. Alright, so this morning I woke up, cleaned up all my mess, put everything in the shipping containers, and I got to get to the plantation today at 2:30. Figured, alright, I'll stop, do my laundry, and everything will be planned as planned. Unfortunately, this morning when I started the bed no breakfast, it lugged, and I had to crank it like 2 or 3 times, and then I got nervous that the batteries are no good, well, the alternator's no good, and so I sprayed a little ether down its throat, and it fired right up. So I'm here at AutoZone where I purchased the alternator, and I asked the woman to come out and check the charging system, and she's like, I can't check it when it's running, I can only check the batteries to see if they're dead. And so she hooks up the right battery, because I have 2 batteries in this truck, and she says, yeah, it's dead, I can't test it. And I'm like, I don't know, that don't sound right. Why can't you test it? If I start the truck, shouldn't the meter show voltage? Anyways, so I have a voltmeter, but guess where it is? All the way back there. So, like a homeless person, I gotta display all my goods out here in the parking lot. Anyways, hopefully the alternator is still good, and just the battery went bad. I mean, they're only 2 years old. Both batteries are 2 years old. So it would be nice because that's another thing here. So both batteries are connected, and she hooked up her meter to the right battery, and she says, "Oh no, it's reading 0." How could both batteries be reading 0? I just pulled into the lot, I shut it off, and I turned the key, and it lugged, but it fired up. So how could the battery be reading 0? I don't know. Either way, I got to figure it out myself. I got to get my voltmeter out and do the test. And what are the odds of them having a 1991 Ford E350 7.3 diesel motor, non-ambulance alternator here at the Pahrump AutoZone? Probably slim to none, but I might get lucky. If not, I gotta run into Vegas then and find somebody that's got one in Vegas. Okay, so in order to check these out the correct way, I disconnected the terminals on the batteries. This way I'm reading each individual battery. You see, you get my neck on that. I got the positive, and that's reading 11.8. That's 11.8. All right, and let's look at this one, and this one's reading 11.8. So they're both reading 11.8. So I'm assuming that the batteries are not dead. All right, let me hook them back up, start the truck, and see what the alternator's putting out. Okay, so let's say the alternator is shot. All right, so with the truck running, I'm getting 11.6. So that's a definite alternator charging system problem. Could be the regulator, could be the alternator, but now let me go in there and see if they have one. So as I'm packing back up the van, this guy pulls up next to me, right, with a yapping dog. Right, look at the parking lot, right? Parking lot's empty. Why you gotta pull next to me? Now I know there's a reason for that, right? Sure enough, gets out all snaggletooth. Hey dude, you need a, you need a rack for that? No, I don't need a rack. Then the sales pitch. Well, you know, I got this, I got that, you know, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Yo, dude, I just said no. Go away. I got problems of my own. Anyway, all right, let me go inside now and see if they have an alternator, what the news is about that. Nobody has it. AutoZone tells me they have them in Vegas. It's on the other side of Vegas. The far side, no less, right? Napa don't have it. Oh yeah, I got one. $130. He goes and gets it. Oh, it needs a pigtail. No, it don't need a pigtail. Let me look at that before I walk out with it. And of course, oh yeah, it ain't the right one. So it looks like I'm not getting my laundry done. Shower's gonna be a difficult situation. And I'm not gonna make it to work. So I'm gonna try to make it over the hump. Once I get over the hill, I got my buddy Stevie. Not that far on the other side of the hill. So shedding the load, no radio, no air conditioning, no fan, nothing electric. Let's see if we can make it. So I made it to my buddy Stevie's house. and we ascertained that the alternator is putting out 12.5 volts at a high idle, at a high RPM, but as soon as you put on the AC and the fan and the lights and everything, it drops down to 11. So then again, I got 60,000 miles on the alternator. It's a remanufactured one, and he's arguing with me that at 50,000 on the remans, you should change them anyway. They're junk, blah blah blah. So I decided, all right, let me take a shower at his place. He's got a shower in his garage. It's like being at the Ritz or the Hawaiian Palace. No, where has it been? I don't know. It's like being in a fancy hotel. You had coconut conditioner. I feel so refreshed. Anyways, so I'm headed to the AutoZone by the Plantation, and gonna tell them to get to me the alternator and a voltage regulator, and I'm gonna go do my laundry, get something to eat, and hit the Plantation and wait for them to call me to let me know that the alternator showed up, and then I'll change it in the parking lot after work.